girls, Mrs. Hopkins here, and today we're gonna learn how to make a Zentangle. Some things you're gonna need are some Sharpies. I like to use two, one extra fine point and one regular. And I also like to get ideas. Some of the ideas come from books like this. This is the Zentangle magazine that I found in an art store around the corner. But today I'm gonna give you plenty of ideas. We are gonna do a Zentangle that's a circle, just like this one. So come on with me and let's make some Zentangle designs. When I start my Zentangles, I always use a Sharpie, either the fine point regular marker that maybe you've seen around the art room, or even this one, the ultra fine point. This is the one that has that pen tip. It's very pointy. So I usually use this one to start out with, and I trace something if I'm going to be wanting to make a perfect circle. Now, you could do any shape you want for your Zentangle, but I'm just gonna use this butter lid that I've had around the art room. It makes a real nice circle. So you can do any shape, like I said. When you're tracing, just make sure you hold down your hand on the object you're tracing and just go around the edge. All right, so now it's time to fill it in with some real cool designs. When I start a Zentangle, I like to divide my circle or shape into sections. I kind of use organic shapes to divide them into sections. This one kind of reminds me of the earth. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I think 6 is good enough for me. I may add more later. So now I'm going to speed up the video and show you all the different Zentangles that you can do. I'll show you which marker I'm using and the name I have for each different Zentangle. I'm sure they're not official Zentangle names, but they're what Miss Hopkins likes to call them. All right, here we go. The first one I'm gonna do, I call Little Baby Rainbows, and I usually use this one in a section where it has a nice corner starting point. I'm gonna start with the other pen, the marker tip with the extra fine point, and I'm gonna start in the corner of, I think, this shape right here. So we're gonna start down here. I'm gonna start by making a baby rainbow. When you're doing baby rainbows, I always start in a corner and then find another corner to start in, and then another corner. Sometimes I start the design between two baby rainbows. Don't forget to fill in all the space inside your shape. All right, my next Zentangle I will do is going to be expanding rings. And I want to start this in the center. So the first thing I'm going to do is draw a tiny little circle, and then I'm going to draw a circle a little bit bigger. It's concentric. That means they all have the same center point. And I'm using my regular Sharpie marker for this one. And you can use the other one if you want, but I'm switching it up. Keep drawing concentric circles until you run out of space, and then imagine the circle is so big it can't fit in the space, so you're only going to see parts of the rings. Make sure the rings are going the right direction and fill up the whole entire space. The next one I'm gonna do is one of my favorites, and I'm gonna use the extra fine point again, the ultra fine point rather, and I'm going to do the cinnamon bun swirls with it. I like to do this in either a small area or a big area. I think I'm gonna use this space right here. So for this shape, you start with a circle, but it's gonna curl in on itself and twist towards the middle. It can twist in either direction. Every time you make a new circle, you make sure they are touching each other. They can be different shaped circles. Some of them might be more oval, but make sure that you fill in all the space. All right, the next one is going to be pretty simple. It's going to combine both types of markers. So an extra thin, skinny line and an extra wide line. This one is going to be stripes. And I think I'm going to use this space right here for them. I'm going to create some triple thick stripes. And you can do your stripes any direction, but it's important to make them nice and thick with your marker, whatever color marker you're using. Now I'm gonna pick a skinny line. This could be with a skinny marker or a skinny pen or even a pencil. And I'm gonna do that line right next to them. These always make me think that they are 3D shapes. And you could leave them like that or do more designs on the inside. Your choice. All right. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some dots today with this marker. So this one is going to be a dotted line. And I just let the marker kind of press into the paper, let some of the marker juice go in, and I hold it there for a minute. I'm gonna follow the shape that I created in this organic shape here and follow the lines that it makes. And this one might take you a few minutes, especially if you're using a big space like me. I mean, you might like that one just the way it is, kind of plain, or you may want to add another row. I'm going to start on the other side to give it some balance. I kind of like that. This one I think I'm going to leave empty in the middle. We've got some darks here, we've got some light here, and we have a little bit of balance going on now. Now this final section is pretty big, and there's a couple shapes that I haven't done yet and different designs, so I think I'll split it into two just to show you. So I'm gonna just make a little change here. And I'll do one section right here, and this one will be something different. All right. This one I'll use the extra fine point, and I think I'm going to do a zigzag. So I'm going to make it a big zigzag. I'm going to pretend like it keeps going all the way up into that space. So that's how I'm starting it out, but I'm going to double it up. So I'm going to give it another line. And I might do the opposite. I might go from the top for the next one. And I'm gonna do that pattern and continue to fill it in with triangular shapes. Until I fill in all the space that I want. I think that's about as far as I want to go with that one. I can leave it plain, or maybe you want to add some designs into it. It's up to you. In fact, I think when I'm all finished, I might do a time lapse and add some other details into this so that you can see how to take it from basic to even crazier. All right, the last one I'm going to show you is one of my favorites. It's going to be in this space right here, and it's going to be the dragon scales. And so I like to start on an edge that's pretty flat. So this one is a little curvy, but it'll have to be the one I pick. So you're going to start with these nice little round hill shapes. It's important that each one is drawn individually. You want to make sure the space, this little line goes all the way down to the bottom of the space. So watch how I make the two hilltops connect. The tops of the hill connect with the next scale. Sometimes kids will get a little bit fast and they won't close them up, so they don't look as realistic as they could. If you have to make some a different size, that's okay, because you are working with some funky spaces.
Now we're all finished. Make sure that you fill in every space you have in your shape and check out some ways to take the shape designs even further. What details can you add? Check out what I'm adding right here and have so much fun creating your Zentangles, everyone. See you next time.